everybody. You're back with YouTube's favorite couple here. I'm the kid JW. It's Ms Diva Talks.
What's up, y'all?
So on this week, Colliders, we are watching a video from Heavy Case Files here. Disappearances solved in 2021. 3 recently solved cases.
It should be interesting.
Should be very interesting. I'll let y'all know a little bit longer, so please stay around.
On November 3rd, 1993, 40-year-old Kara Vaughn left her family home in Point Place, a community within Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana, sometime between 8 and 9 p.m. She was reportedly upset when she left. She drove off in her white 1978 Honda Civic. Kara only had approximately $10 with her, and she did not have the medicine she needed to manage her diabetes. When she did not return home, her family reported her missing. Authorities spent months trying to locate Kara and her vehicle, interviewing her friends, performing searches, and entering information both about her and her car into investigative databases in hopes that another law enforcement agency would find the vehicle or make contact with Kara. According to Kara's family, she was troubled and had previously threatened to drive her car into Cane River Lake so that she could never be found. Cane River Lake was therefore searched on several occasions shortly after Kara's disappearance. In 2007, the East Baton Rouge Police Sheriff's Office offered to help with a new search for Kara with the more advanced sonar equipment they now had. This search, like all the ones that came before it, failed to locate Kara or her vehicle. Kara's family continued searching for her in the years that followed, never giving up hope that Kara...
Think she's still alive, or they found her remains?
I'm sure they found her remains now.
Because I'm kind of like getting the feeling, what if she just said, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm out. And just went to live a whole new life.
Yeah, but
I do that.
She would have been found because, Social Security numbers and all that shit.
Not necessarily.
Had run off, but would eventually be found. Kara's mother, Mildred, passed away in January of 2012 without ever knowing what happened to her daughter. Kara's sister, Lynn Vaughn, was an anchor for CNN Headline News from 1984 until 1998, and then a contributing reporter for CBS 46. After nearly 3 decades of looking for answers about her sister, Lynn prayed to God, asking him to allow her sister's case to be solved before she died. She wanted someone in their family to know what became of Kara within their lifetime. It would not be long after Lynn made this plea that Kara's case would finally be solved. In February of 2021, 20-year-old Ben Abraham, a member of the fishing team at Northwestern State University, went fishing with his friend, Zach Gagnard, a fishing guide, on Cane River Lake. Ben had often fished at the location, near the 1300 block of Bermuda Road, with his father when he was young. Ben and Zach had been using sonar equipment while they fished. They noticed on the screen what they initially thought might be a 4-wheeler or a lawnmower submerged under the water. They returned to the spot later and were able to obtain a much clearer image. They feared the object may have been a vehicle. Zach sent the image from his sonar screen and the coordinates where the image was taken to one of his cousins, whose father worked for the sheriff's office. A winter storm prevented the sheriff's office from following up on the lead immediately, but dive teams went into the water to investigate on March 12th. It was impossible to see through the murky water, so the divers had to perform a touch search, but they did locate what felt like a vehicle. The Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office had more specialized equipment that would make examining the vehicle possible, and their marine unit and dive team arrived to make another dive on March 15th. They were able to visualize what appeared to be a Honda Civic, with all of its windows rolled up. They were able to see inside and saw a skeleton. They broke one of the windows and retrieved 2 identification cards, a social security card and a laminated work ID, which were still in remarkably good condition despite their time underwater. The cards both belonged to Kara Vaughn. Authorities were able to remove the vehicle from the water, and the remains found inside of it were sent to the Louisiana State University Forensic Anthropology and Computer Enhanced Services Laboratory. The laboratory was able to confirm that the remains were those of Kara Vaughn. Kara's sister Lynn was of course heartbroken that Kara was no longer alive, but grateful to finally have answers, and relieved that Kara did not appear to have met with foul play. Kara will be buried near her mother in Natchitoches.
I was holding out hope that they would find her alive.
I wasn't.
Of course you were.
And I say that because it's like, she already said that, hey, I want to drive into a lake or whatever.
And that night she just decided to.
Because it's like, all right, so when someone already says that, there's no holding out hope. You just got to accept it and prepare yourself.
Taisha Bell was a loving mother of 2 daughters, ages 1.5 and 5. In 2003, 22-year-old Taisha was living in Aurora, Illinois, sharing an apartment with her sister. Late in the evening one night in May of 2003, over Mother's Day weekend, Taisha's sister overheard Taisha receive a phone call and then step outside of their shared apartment. Taisha never came back inside. Her family spent a full day trying to get in contact with her, leaving more than 50 messages on her voicemail. Later checks of her cell phone records would show that Taisha had never received any of them, as she had last checked her voicemail the morning prior to her disappearance. Taisha was reported missing to the police. There were no indications that Taisha had planned to be outside for more than a few minutes. Her 2 daughters were left inside with relatives. Her television was on, and she had left candles burning in her bedroom. Her purse, identification, and cash were also left inside of the apartment. The day before she went missing, Taisha had gone shopping to buy summer clothes for her younger daughter. Police identified a person of interest early on in their investigation, but no arrest was made. They also conducted several searches, but found no evidence that led them to Taisha. After Taisha went missing, her 2 daughters went to live with Taisha's mother, Lorna Smith, who raised her granddaughters to understand that their mother would never have left them willingly. The girls wrote poems and made scrapbooks about Taisha throughout their childhood. Lorna Smith also has been instrumental in keeping her daughter's case active with the Aurora police and featured in the media. She drove around with flyers featuring Taisha's picture and information in the window of her car, and contacted the Chicago Tribune every year near the anniversary of Taisha's disappearance to get ongoing coverage of her daughter's case. She also raised $10,000 to offer as a reward for information in the case. Lorna initially feared that her daughter had been killed when she went missing, but she turned...
I was just about to say that. I feel like she was murdered.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. A mama ain't just going to leave her 2 kids. Not willingly, like
Right.
she just said.
to her faith to get her through the years without answers about Taisha and give her some measure of hope. Until I get a knock at my door and police tell me they have found my daughter's remains, I will continue to think of her as alive, Lorna told reporter Denise Crosby in 2013. That day unfortunately came in 2021. On December 11th, 2020, human remains, along with some personal items and pieces of clothing, were found in a shallow grave in a wooded area of Kane County, Illinois. The personal items did not provide an immediate identification of the individual. After the scene was processed, the remains were taken to the Kane County morgue to be autopsied and tested further. A forensic odontologist and a forensic anthropologist were brought in to help create profiles that could help identify the remains. Genetic material from the remains was also sent to the Illinois State Police Crime Lab to be analyzed. Thanks to a DNA profile that was put on file shortly after Taisha went missing, the remains were identified as those of Taisha Bell in early 2021. Aurora police announced the discovery of Taisha's remains and their need for assistance from the public at a press conference on March 16, 2021. While Taisha's disappearance has been solved, the mystery of who took her life still remains. Due to the ongoing investigation into the case, certain details, such as the exact location where Taisha's remains were found and the exact cause of her death, have not been released to the public. However, based on the results of her autopsy, her case has been reclassified as a homicide.
I said it.
Yeah.
Authorities do not yet have enough evidence to make any arrests. Our detectives continue to have working theories in Taisha's case, but But we need more information before criminal charges can be authorized, according to Aurora Police Commander Jack Fitchell. We implore anyone who may have information to please come forward.
Sad. I'm just gonna take her away from her kids like that.
Yeah, that's sad. It's just like that story that happened here a couple days back. So, yeah, it was where girl boyfriend or ex-boyfriend was in jail, and he solicited his nephew to kill her because he was in jail for assault and attempted murder on her because he was strangling her and punching her in her stomach while she was pregnant.
Oh.
And he forced her to take unknown prescription pills, and after the baby died, obviously. And then when he went to jail for it, he had his nephew basically kill her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ronnie Leteste was a 38-year-old postman from Bruges in Belgium. He was the father of 2 children, a 6-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. In the summer of 1990, Ronnie abruptly disappeared. He was last seen with his car, a Ford Taunus from the 1980s, which also went missing. Ronnie's marriage to his wife Francine was about to end in divorce. While the couple was still legally married, they were separated in practice, with Ronnie spending a few days at a time away from home prior to his disappearance. When he went missing, Francine assumed he had run off with another woman.
Who?
Ex-wife did it.
How?
They going through a divorce. She probably want that money.
Okay.
Cause I would do the same thing if it was a wife disappeared unexpectedly. Husband did it.
As he had not always been faithful by the end of their marriage. Given how abruptly Ronnie disappeared, his son Christophe assumed that he must have moved to a different country and assumed a new name. There were limitations to the extent of the investigation into his disappearance, as the missing persons unit of the federal police would not be established until 5 years after Ronnie went missing. Furthermore, traffic cameras and automatic number plate recognition technology commonly used in Belgium now were not in place at the time, and sonar boats that could have been used to systematically search local waterways were not available. Ronnie's case would remain unsolved for more than 3 decades, until February of 2021, when a hiker noticed what they feared to be the outline of a vehicle in the Damsevart Canal in Bruges. They notified authorities of their concern.
Is that supposed to be the outline? Like, I kind of see it.
Yeah, I kind of see it, but I'm only kind of seeing it because they said the outline. So.
Heavy rains were being forecast for the upcoming weekend, so the water level in the canal had been lowered in order to prevent flooding, allowing the outline of the object divers would later confirm to be a car to become visible. The vehicle was removed from the water and found to be a Ford Taunus from the 1980s, like Ronnie's. The partial number plate, still on the front of the car, matched the one belonging to Ronnie's car. Several of Ronnie's personal belongings, including his identification documents, were found inside of the vehicle. Human remains, later confirmed to be Ronnie, were also located inside of the vehicle. The investigation into the case will continue, but the local prosecutor's office so far believes, based on current evidence, that Ronnie's death was accidental. Ronnie's children are currently dealing with conflicting emotions following the resolution of their father's case. Ronnie's son, Christophe, told the media after his father's remains were found that while he was relieved to have clarity about why his father disappeared, he now had to process the conflicting feelings of being sad his father was dead, but also feeling happy that he had finally been found.
That is something, because you're going through the emotions of, one, your loved one being lost and not found for all those years, and then when they are finally found, it's like,
it opens up a whole new home.
Yeah. Man. Sad. Couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you enjoyed that reaction, go ahead and hit the like button and share with somebody who you feel will like it too. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you know you're coming back to watch some more. And of course, if you want to check out this YouTube channel's full channel, or watch this video for yourself and see what other videos they have that compare to this one, The links, of course, will be in the description, along with where you can follow me and the official JW on our Perspective platforms. Got anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, it's the second. I know both of them was in like bodies of water, so it's like, damn.
Yeah, the first one and the last one,
Yeah.
they were both found in water.
I have a theory with this last one. First one, she killed herself. This one, I have a feeling based off the trajectory of how they put the car and where the car landed. He probably was driving at night. It probably was raining or whatever. He lost control or swerved and went into the lake. Canal, but yeah.
So the first one was suicide.
Oh yeah, she said she wanted to kill herself. So yeah.
Okay. It still could have been an accident though. Because I mean, my parents say this all the time. Words become actions. So I mean, well, not words become. Well, yeah, words do become actions. But no, what I'm saying is you have to be careful with what you say, because what you say can come true. So yeah, she probably said, yeah, one day I'm just gonna drive into the river or whatever, and one day she may not have meant that to happen. That's why I said you can't look at it as suicide just because she said, oh, I'm just gonna drive. It might have been an accident, but what she said came true. Whatever. Bye, y'all.
Later.